Yankee farm wife here. Just a few questions for our boys in the Oval Office. First, Dictator Donnie, have you lost your mind? And second, have you lost your mind? I mean, James Carville thinks it's syphilis, and that's no surprise to anyone, but look at you, making enemies by the millions every single day. All the glory you promised would be ours is going to the countries busy cleaning up your shitty mess. Viva la France! Long live Canada. The entire world hates you. Our allies hate you. Don't fool yourself. Putin hates you as well. He thinks you're a moron, a very gullible moron. A couple of sweet nothings whispered in your ear and you betray your allies the same way you betray your wives and the same way you're betraying your base. Now, a few more weeks of this crap and the greatness that was the United States of America will stand isolated, weak, in turmoil, and the only ones who will have anything to show for it will be your creepy, crawly comrades, the ultra-wealthy. And I'm looking at you, Bezos and Zuckerberg, and it will be at the expense of the rest of us. We are watching our investments dwindle because of your trade war, crashing the stock market. That is how an oligarchy works. The poor eke their way through life at the mercy of the rich. MAGA now stands for Make America a Russian Agent. Idiocy at its finest. You wear those hats proudly. You and Muskie say it will hurt, and yes, it will. Us, not you. The common citizen will suffer greatly while you dine on steak and creme brulee. And don't talk to us about sacrifice. We don't buy it. And President Musk gland, you stink. Destroying government agencies as if it's your job. Oh, wait, that's right. It is your job. You signed on to destroy democracy and put the power where it rightfully belongs, in the hands of the billionaires like yourself. Really? You can go to hell. For every life you've destroyed, every family that's lost their livelihood, every hard-earned service that belongs to the American people that you've robbed from us, every member of our armed forces that will be cheated out of health care, every senior citizen who will see their Medicare and Medicaid cut to where it's worthless to them, with a smile on your face and a smugness that has caused a spike in the sale of antacids and ulcer meds, you can burn in hell. And you will. You are the two most hated human beings on earth. And here's the best part. The people who voted you in are finally realizing they voted against their own best interest. Even Florida is organizing against you. And I say, keep it up. Keep screwing us over. The only way we get past this bullshit nightmare you've gifted to us is when you've done so much damage to so many people that the next insurrection in Washington is when your former fans swarm the White House looking for your blood. People who counted on you to fix the economy, which didn't need fixing and can no longer afford to feed their families. They aren't just angry. They're desperate. The veterans with no resources, working poor who can't feed their children, the farmers who lost their family land to bankruptcy, foreclosure, and a lack of migrant workers to pick their crops, the federal workers who were fired and told it was because of poor job performance. Musk gland, you made a lot of friends with those form letters. So damned precious. Muskie, Dictator Donnie's concerned about your dramatic loss of wealth now that no one will buy your cars. He announced he was going to run right out and buy a Tesla, an electric car with an electric battery. Remember Trumpster's ramble about deciding if he would take his chances with an electric battery or a shark?
They don't go far. Very simple. They cost a fortune. The whole thing is ridiculous. So you're in the middle of the desert. You say, you know, we're running low on electric. Do they have a charger around anybody? They're charging? Isn't it just, are these people crazy? They also want to go to all electric boats. So there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards, or here. Do I get electrocuted? If the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you know, nobody's ever asked me that question. What do you think of an electric car? Now, I'm for electric cars. I have to be, you know, because Elon endorsed me very strongly, Elon. So I have no choice.
Yeah, he needs a Tesla. He doesn't even remember the last time he drove a car himself. And on top of that, You'll really poke the bear when you screw with your base. They do not take betrayal lightly, and they hate being made fools of, which you have done in spades. These are the people who will gather at the National Mall with flagpoles, bear spray, and probably guns, because they have them, and demand retribution. Remember Insurrection Day when you were told there were armed people in the crowd and you said, let them in because they weren't after you? You know, because it's okay to shoot or hang other people like your vice president. That's going to change. The more you screw these people over, the faster they wake up. Retribution. Let's call that the vocabulary word of the day. Right there, retribution. You, of course, call it revenge because it's a word that most fourth graders know. Say it with me. Retribution. Your base will plan their revenge. We saw their work on January 6th, and you and I already know it'll make for some great TV because we both watched it. You cheering them on and me screaming, where the hell is the National Guard? Until the uprising, the rest of us, you know, the ones who saw this coming, will do our share to stop you peacefully. Even though the media barely covers marches and demonstrations, we will show up with truly snarky signs and bullhorns. We will boycott businesses that supported you or dismiss DEI practices because of you. If you're not sure about a business, just plug in a search such as Target and DEI, Walmart and DEI. I ordered a swimsuit I didn't need from Dick's Sporting Goods because they loudly and proudly support DEI, and I want to support them. I shop at Trader Joe's and Costco for the same reason, and I have stopped shopping at Walmart and Amazon. Sorry, Jeff, you have pissed me off. Oh, and if you want to have some fun, write letters to your reps in Washington. I'm in Connecticut, so my people are already fighting the good fight. But if you have a Trump toady in your district, have some fun with it. My son lives in the Middle East because he's a scientist, and science, of course, is dead in the U.S. But he votes in Georgia, the last place he lived before he relocated. He writes an email to his congressman, Mike Collins, every day. Here's one from this week. Comrade Collins, let's recap. 1. American defense stocks are down. 2. European defense stocks are up. 3. Transatlantic intelligence sharing is disassembling. 4. Nobody will sign any trade deal or otherwise with Donald Trump except Vladimir Putin. 5. NATO is in shambles and Article 5 isn't worth the smeared diaper on Donald Trump. I would be certain your offshore accounts will start to reflect this reality. I mean, what do you want to trade in? Bitcoin? Is this where we're going? What side of history are you going to be on? Are you so confident you pick the side that will win? Even if the age of empire starts anew, it will wreck the global wealth as people prioritize power over economy. It's happening every day as you transition your Congress to the Trump Federation Duma. What a shitty future. Why did we have children? Your friend, Matt. Can you tell he's my son? I am so proud. Write your reps and have fun with it. Oh, and plant a huge garden this year. Our plan is to donate our extra produce to food banks, which will be a strained and popular resource as the economy continues to, what do the Trumpster and Musk gland call it? Make adjustments. We will have to help each other get through this, and we will. Hopefully the rest of the world won't have completely moved on without us. Now, world, please know, those of us who eschewed the cult of the Antichrist apologize from the bottoms of our collective hearts. And thanks for listening. Right? Right, Oliver? Polonius and I are going to tell you a story today. We didn't have to rewrite very much of Shakespeare for this one, but it's the story of America and Merca. Merca. You ready, Polonius? You gonna help me? 2 countries, both alike in proximity, in broken America intermingled, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the deranged brains of these 2 foes, a pair of demon leaders take the stage, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows democratic rule by their treachery, the fearful assault of their hate-filled revenge, and the continuance of their voters' rage, which, despite elections, naught could remove, until Social Security's threatening purge and Trump's tariffs assaults on retirement savings awakens the sleeping MAGAs, who arise to avenge their disgrace.